You guys, it is quite unexpectedly time for another in loving memory of my orchids past. Now this is number 14 in my collection. This is the no ID Phalaenopsis that my sister gave me, and I'm super bummed about it because this was one of the 2 Phalaenopsis in my collection that I intended to keep once I got them to rebloom. But I recently repotted this, and as you can see, I mean, it was doing really well. It was putting out new leaf growth, and it had another one on the way. But when I repotted it, I think I repotted it too deep, and then it just rotted away. So when I went to water it today, the leaf fell off, which was my big indicator, my big signal that things weren't going well anymore. But then when I picked it up, it just, look, it's just completely rotted out, and I had no idea. I bet I got some water in the crown because it was placed so deeply, but that's so sad because it's just a goner, and I loved it so much. Ugh, bummer, man. I was really getting better with my Phalaenopsises too. Phalaenopsises, I don't know what the plural version is. It's just so sad. So what are the big takeaways here? I think that the takeaways are, first, don't be impulsive as it pertains to aesthetics. My OCD and my desire to have things aesthetically pleasing consistently creates problems for me as it pertains to growing orchids. I repotted this guy because I was not a fan of how it looked in its old vase, and I bet if I had just left it alone, it would have been just fine. And the other one is, don't pot too deep. I mean, if you look at it, it's obvious that it died from crown rot. It's just so pronounced. But if I had potted it just a bit higher and the crown wasn't in the midst of such humidity and moisture, I bet things would have been fine. So there goes my over 1 month streak of not killing any orchids. September was a good month for that. In October, well, it's a spooky month, so maybe that was just destined to happen. So I know it's not a very long video, and I know it's not a very fun subject, but there it is. I thought you would like to know. You know, it just hurts when it's one of the orchids that you really loved, but this is an ongoing saga for me. I need to stop over handling orchids. And it's funny because I've lost so many because of my weird impulsive needs to make things aesthetically pleasing. And I guess history is repeating itself until I can stop making that mistake. So, bummer, man. I really feel like the universe just slapped me on the wrist and said, you better not do that again. So I'm going to try really hard to hear that this time. I love you all very much, and thank you for tuning in. Have a beautiful rest of your night, and happy growing. Bye, guys.